Right, so we're looking at multiplying and dividing decimals by 10, 100, and 1,000. Few simple rules that you need to remember. So the first is when you multiply, so when you're making the number bigger, so either by 10, by 100, or by 1,000, you move your decimal point to the right. So think about it, when you're on a number line and you move to the right, your numbers get bigger. When you multiply, you get bigger. So you've got to move your numbers, they hop to the right. They slide to the right, okay? The number of decimal places you move is the same as the number of zeros you're multiplying by. So if you're multiplying by 10, you move one spot to the right. If you're multiplying by 100, you slide 2 spots to the right. 1,000, 3 spots to the right. Okay, getting it? Let's have a few examples. So if you want to write that down, that will probably be the most important thing, that when you multiply, you move to the right, and you move the same number of zeros, you move the same number of decimal places. All right, so if we've got 1.492 times 100, so we've just said how many zeros? There's 2 zeros that I've got to slide to the right. So move the decimal places to the right 2 spaces. So we move it once, next to the 4. We move it again, next to the 9. So now our answer is 149.2. Cool, eh? Let's do another one. 15.36 times 1,000. So now we've got 3 zeros. We have to move that decimal 3 spots. So move the decimal point to the right 3 spaces. And add a 0 for the 3rd space, because, look here. So you move it once, move it twice, you move it 3 times, there's a gap. Whenever there's a gap, you fill it in with a 0. So you're looking at 15,360. See how we've included the 0 there. Right, now we're going to look at dividing, completely the opposite. So when you're dividing by 10, 100, or 1,000, you can move the decimal point to the left. Okay, just like you do, your numbers get smaller on a number line when you go to the left. That's where you move to the left. Move the decimal point once for each 0 you're dividing by. Exactly the same thing. So for 10, you'd move your decimal place once. 100, you move it twice. 1,000, you move it 3 times. Let's have a look. So we've got 2,124.94 divided by 1,000. So we've got to move it to the left. And how many times do we have to move it? 3. So move the decimals 3 spaces. So it goes once, twice, 3 times. So now it's sitting behind the 2. So it's 2.12494. Knew you could do that. Let's look at another one. 4.2 divided by 100. So I've got to move it how many times? Twice to the left. Move the decimal point to the left 2 spaces. Add a 0 for the 2nd space. So 1. Now you're sitting in front of the 4, but I want to go again. So I've got to put my decimal spot there. So I actually have to put a decimal in front of the 0, in front of the decimal and behind the decimal. So it looks like this, 0.042. Now I know you can do this, so I want you to go and give it a try, please.